Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, a look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. The next phase of demolishing the 800 structures on the city's dangerous buildings list kicked off this week with the demolition of 2 houses on Chelsea Avenue. 21 additional houses will be demolished in the next 2 weeks to help revitalize and rebuild several urban neighborhoods.
Demolishing dangerous buildings is really a top priority for our citizens, and it will not only enhance the overall appearance of the city, but it also strengthens our efforts to generate more public-private partnerships and boost economic development throughout the city. But it also does something about eliminating blight, and blight is a source of problems for not only the city but for the police department.
I just want to say thank you to everybody involved. I want to say thank you to the mayor for caring enough about our city. Thank you to the city manager, because before this became a big deal recently, the city manager had reached out to us on numerous occasions for lists of dangerous houses that we wanted demolished in a specific order. And this is just one piece of the physical disorder in Kansas City. We talk about open-air drug markets and in around some of these abandoned structures. We talk about illegal dumping. We talk about graffiti. And the most important part to me is the welfare of our children. These are places that they can wander into, and possibly the structures collapse on them. So that's a huge piece. We don't know how many people we're saving just from that.
Earlier this year, the Land Bank program held a dollar house sale and sold almost 50 houses from the dangerous buildings list. Summer's almost over, and it was a busy one for many students who participated in the city's Higher KC Youth program. A number of city departments had interns from the program that worked on projects that will impact residents for years to come. The program also helps the interns add great skills and experience to their resumes. Deanne Warren, an intern for the Public Works Department, worked on a variety of projects this summer that taught her important skills. Deanne also worked with the City Communications Office to produce videos you'll be seeing, which promote bike boxes and a new parking app.
Working on the scripts and the videos was my first big opportunity to make videos, because in college my projects were kind of small and they weren't that extensive, but with this task it was kind of my fish out of water first time to make something like this extensive, and all the different little things that I never really thought about in college I had to think about for these projects.
As we go to updates from several city departments, let's start with Deanne's directorial debut.
Trying to get to my doctor's appointment on time, and there is just no spot to park. I don't ever have enough change.
Well, you know what? I have a great idea to solve that.
What is it?
The Park Mobile app. I have it on my phone, and it's awesome.
How do I get it?
There's 2 ways you can get it. You can either go to parkmobile.com, or you can get it at your app store.
So when I have the app, what do I do when I have the app?
So once you get to the meter, all you have to do is put in the zone number, and then once you do that, you're good to go.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Sounds like a really, really easy way to pay for parking and find parking.
Yes, it is. I use it all the time.
Thanks for showing me that app. That was such an easy way to pay for parking.
You're welcome.
So how do I know how much time I have left?
The app lets you know when you have 15 minutes left, you can add more time on your phone.
That's awesome.
Park Mobile is a convenient way to pay for parking using your smartphone. Whether you are attending a Sprint Center event or going to the Power and Light District, not needing coin to pay for your parking is a valuable tool. Park Mobile is parking made easy.
For more information, log on to parkmobile.com.
Hi, I'm Heidi Downer with Kansas City Parks and Recreation. The summer is winding down, but there are still plenty of fun activities happening all over town. Union Station is the location for the annual Sly's Rock the Block party on Saturday, August 13th. This free, family-friendly event is held in the front parking lot from 3 to 7:30 p.m. Entertainment includes live performances, games, and free food for the first 1,500 attendees. Visit kcmo.gov for all the details. Feel the world beat in the heart of America at the 37th Annual Ethnic Enrichment Festival, August 19th through 21st in Swope Park. The festival is one of the largest and longest running of its kind in the U.S. and features food, crafts, and culture from 60 countries. Admission is $3 for adults, and children under 12 are free. For more information, visit eeckc.net. For the first time, the Rhythm and Balloons Festival will be held in Kansas City, Missouri. Rhythm and Balloons is a music festival featuring area and national artists, Travis Tritt, Eddie Money, and Los Lobos to name just a few, combined with the magic of hot air balloons. Balloons from all over the country will be competing, flying, and glowing from August 26th through 28th at Hodge Park in the Northland. For more information, visit rhythmandballoons.org. Be sure and attend one of the 2 remaining Feast of Fountains food truck fests of the season. On Thursday, August 11th, we will be at the Spirit of Freedom Fountain along Brush Creek, and on Thursday, September 8th, at the Concourse in historic Northeast. Both events run from 5:30 to 7:30 and feature food trucks and live music. A portion of proceeds benefit the City of Fountains Foundation. To learn more about these or other events Kansas City Parks and Recreation has to offer, visit kcparks.org and click on the calendar, or give us a call at 816-513-7500.
August 29th marks the 96th anniversary of the birthday of jazz legend Charlie Bird Parker. Today we are at the American Jazz Museum, where Charlie Bird Parker Celebration 2016 kicks off on August 18th and also culminates at the Blue Room on August 27th. Here to tell us about this 10-day, multiple venue, Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supported event is Pam Hyder-Johnson. Pam, thank you for having us here at the Jazz Museum and taking the time to talk to us about this series of events that is huge and involves so many different things. So can you give us some highlights about what happens over this 10-day period around jazz?
Well, actually, on Thursday, August the 18th, is the kickoff for the Charlie Parker Celebration 2016, and we're actually going to start at City Hall in the council chambers with a resolution for this year's celebration. And then later on that evening, we'll be here at the American Jazz Museum with Dr. Ron McCurdy, and he's going to give a talk on jazz and his experiences as a professional musician and a music educator. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be just day after day after day, which is great, you know, of different things, educational and entertainment and food too. And so we'll be back at the American Jazz Museum on the 23rd with We Remember Bird. And this is a project from the Elder Statesmen of Kansas City Jazz, and we're featuring the last living person that would know how Charlie Parker sound and his mannerisms and things like that. Her name is Bernice Todd, and she's 97 years old this year. And she was on our panel last year, and we're happy to have her back this year, as well as other historians. We also have Dan Jaffe, who is a jazz, I call him my poet laureate of jazz, and he has written some beautiful poetry about Charlie Parker, as well as Louis Armstrong, Jay McShann, and so on. But he just really has a knack, I believe, for it, as well as Elvis Gibson, who has written a lot of history stories and books about Kansas City in general, and DJ Groovy Grant, who's also at KKFI radio, but he's also, I believe, a good historian. Charlie's daughter, Kim Parker, is coming back to Kansas City. She could spend Charlie Parker celebration anywhere in the world, but she chooses to come to Kansas City every year, and that makes us so happy. And Steve Penn, who is our chairman for the Coda Jazz Fund, is our moderator. So we have a real well-rounded group of people, I think, that can actually talk about Charlie Parker, one who actually knew Charlie Parker, and then others who I believe have a good history, a good knowledge about Parker as well as Kansas City jazz in general.
And in addition to some of the presentations that you just mentioned, you're also going to have a couple of tours. Can you tell us about
Yes,
those?
we're going to have a, I would call them historic tours. One project we're working with Bike Ride KC, and this is called Tour de Jazz. That's on Saturday, August the 20th, and it kicks off here at the American Jazz Museum, of course outside with all these bicycle people. And they're going to go all over the area, all the different places where Charlie Parker was, and I understand it's kind of like a three-tier approach. So if you're a real seasoned bike rider, you can take the long one. There's one kind of in the middle, and then there's kind of a short version. But whichever one that you choose to ride, you'll wind up back here in the 18th and Vine Historic District to end the bike tour. Then on Saturday morning, before we go to the cemetery, which is in the unincorporated part of Jackson County at Lincoln Cemetery, which is the 21 Sack Salute, they will have the historic tour that is actually staffed and manned by Chuck Haddix from KCR Fish Fry.
If people were interested in attending any of these events, or if they wanted to get more information about tickets or the free events that are part of this series, where would they go find out about?
kcjazzalive.org, and look it up. There's links to kcjazzalive.org, as well as some pretty good information and going into greater detail, of course, about the 10 days events.
Well, thank you so much for having us and for talking to us about the events. We're so happy that that people are coming to celebrate Charlie Parker and to celebrate Kansas City jazz.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
Do you like to take selfies? Of course you do. Then get ready for the first annual City Hall Selfie Day. It is Monday, August 15th. We'd like you to send us a selfie in front of your favorite place in KCMO. Tweet your pic to @KCMO along with a few words about what you love most about this city. Be sure to include hashtag KCMO selfie. You can also post it to our Facebook page. Now, if you don't use Twitter or Facebook, you can still participate. Just email us at communications@kcmo.org and we'll post it for you. And for you tweeters, be sure to use our Twitter ribbon to let everyone know how much you love KC. Promoting healthy lifestyles is one of the council priorities. To encourage healthy living, Channel 2 has been producing Time to Be Well for several years now. The show features healthy recipes and timely tips, so stay tuned to Time to Be Well right after this show with registered dietitian Kathy Berry. Additional episodes can also be found on our YouTube channel. That does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, just go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has the link to the YouTube channel and all of our great programs that you can view on demand. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.